it isn't just a product. This is about people, and that's where the passion came. And that's over 20 years, and that's why I'm at PIEF, and why this is sort of like a dream job for me.
Welcome. You are the brand new CEO of PIEF, David Fryar. Welcome on board.
Absolute privilege to be a part of PIEF again. Great opportunity to hopefully make a difference for our super industry.
What attracted you to PIEF, and what excites you about leading it?
So I was board member for 7 years, and thoroughly enjoyed the experience and alignment to what PIEF is trying to do for our industry. So when the CEO role came up, it was sort of like a dream job to try and give back to the industry that I've been passionate about for well over 20 years. And I think it's a really tough gig, our industry. So how do we try and create an environment where people feel valued and be successful? And I think PIEF can play a really key part of trying to meet that challenge.
And do you have a vision for the next few years for what PIEF might be?
Well, I think it was professionalisation of our industry. Creating a baseline and providing the tools, including training, education, conferences, experiences that helps with attraction, capability, increasing the tenure of people in our industry. If we can do that, then there'll be better outcomes for all of our stakeholders, including getting people back to work or back to life.
And what do you think PIEF's biggest opportunity is right now?
The national standards. So I think for first time ever, the industry has come together, realising that building capability in our industry is such a critical issue. And we've got every state and territory, every major insurer and claims agent working together in collaboration to building national standards that we can implement across every scheme in Australia to build capability of our people. I mean, it's the first time, so that's super exciting to get everyone on to agree. I've never seen it before in our industry, so that's the massive opportunity. How do we build and leverage on the work that's been done through national collaboration and the standards? What does that look like for the next 5 years?
What's the best piece of advice you think you've received as a business leader?
His key piece of advice to me was, as a leader, your role is to create an environment where your people can be successful. So it was sort of get out of people's way. Your job is to remove obstacles for your team and be there to support the team for them to be successful. So I think if I think about what proud about in the industry is when you have people that have worked for you and seeing them be successful, and now leading some of the organisations in our industry. That to me is a leader is, how can you define a good leader? Is I look at where their people end up. Can we grow and develop your team? And I get a lot of satisfaction when I see people that I've worked with over the last 15 or 20 years and see where they are now in their career, and I think, wow. So how do we do that more? How do we keep good people in our industry for longer?
It's kind of a reflection of your dedication within the industry, I guess.
Yes, I mean it's such an important industry, isn't it? I mean, we're not making Mars bars here. I like Mars bars. Mars bars are good, right?
Yeah.
But we've got people's and their families, welfare and health in our hands. That's critical. I mean, if we do a good job, you can change a person's and a family's outlook and so we better try and get it right. So part of that is, how do we get more good people in the industry, and how do we support people? How do we professionalise our industry to increase the capability, tenure of our people, and then the outcomes flow from that.
And this might be a tough question, but maybe an easy answer. You've been in the role for a very short time. What did your first week look like? Was Noel easy to match, or was he a tough one to follow?
Look, I think I think where PIEF is today compared to 5 years ago is a real reflection on the credit to Noel and the PIEF team. I look at the conference every year, the awards, national collaboration, pipeline of work. So it's actually a tough gig, following on from Noel in one sense. Easy in terms of PIEF is in really good shape, and there's a lot of work that's being done. And so my first week is really just to meet the team and just get a handle on all the pieces of work that we're currently working on and what's coming online soon.
Was there a defining moment in your career that prepared you for this role?
Moving into personal injury, so becoming a estate manager for one of the insurers, didn't know anything about workers' compensation. For me, it was just another job, another product. Yeah. Having come from general insurance lines, okay. And then suddenly working out, hey, this is just more than a product. I'm just not replacing someone's microwave that's been stolen or blown up. It's about people, and wow, this is where I want to be. I feel we're doing something good for society here. So that's probably the defining moment in my career is finding a home, if you like. Yeah, okay. That a product isn't just a product. This is about people, and that's where the passion came. And that's over 20 years, and that's why I'm at PIEF, and why this is sort of like a dream job for me.
So, David, what's one bold prediction you have for PIEF, or just for the industry as a whole?
I think bold prediction. I think the capability and experience that we have in the personal injury industry in Australia, and look at the talent, the quality of people on the PIEF board, and senior people within the organisation, that globally, I think there's a real opportunity for us to bring some of our systems, training, experience, consulting to schemes internationally. I think there's a lot we can learn from international schemes as well. But I think we should be proud actually of what we have done within the personal injury industry in Australia, and I think in some parts it's world leading. So how can we actually export that, if you like, to assist other schemes in the world?
Is there something that you're looking forward to mostly within the role?
No, there's a lot of things, but for me it's actually connecting with the people on the board. Obviously, we've got a very large board, but the experience and the skill set of people in the board, I think, how do we harness and leverage the wonderful experience and people that we have? That's exciting for me to be able to have interactions and conversations with people from across Australia. I think is just awesome. It's just so exciting to see what we could achieve.
Is there something you can tell us that people wouldn't know about you?
I went to Ukraine this year.
Okay.
So interesting. I've never been to a active war zone. So that was eye-opening. So probably, again, a passion of mine is, how as an Australian industry can we assist other countries and peoples, whether it's Ukraine or Middle East. What can we do as an industry to assist? Yeah, it was eye opening, both from a probably a sad viewpoint, but also from the positive, resilience and how doctors and rehab people and allied health people are gelling together to try and do the best in a really, really difficult situation.
Was there a reason you decided to go to the Ukraine? Or?
Yeah, I guess some people in the industry wanting to assist and see what we can do. So it just sort of came from an idea of how can we help. Whether it's buying an ambulance and driving an ambulance in, and it's sort of just expanded to there well, let's see what we can do on sort of veterans rehabilitation, which is obviously workers' compensation. So how, from the industry point of view, how can we help? So yeah, it's and for the conference, lucky to have two people coming from Ukraine to share their experiences of running large veterans rehabilitation centres and hospitals. So again, I think for our industry, hearing those stories, I think will be hopefully for people one of the highlights of the conference this year.
What was your first job?
First paid job was lucky enough was playing football in year 11 and 12.
How you got that early?
Yeah. So that was probably not a job, but that was my first sort of paid employment. Various uni jobs as you do, but first full-time role was claims officer.
Okay. So straight into the insurance.
Yeah, straight into insurance, like a lot of people. Fell into it. 92, 93 was obviously basically a recession in Australia. So finding in graduate positions was tough. So lucky enough to get a graduate position of claims officer at an insurer, and have never left.
Well, I think we're done. Any final thoughts at all? Can people contact you or?
Look, absolutely. I think one of the things as if you're a part of this industry, reach out, become an active part of the industry. So any ideas or any challenges, please reach out to myself or the PIEF team. We really need to try and build a tighter industry that supports each other. And because it's a tough gig, a really, really tough gig, but such an important gig. So, how do we actually bond as an industry to provide more support so people feel that they can be successful over time.
Okay. And I presume you'll be at the PIEF conference in October?
Absolutely.
Good. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a ripper. I mean, they just get bigger and better every year. And look, pleasingly, just having a look at some of the award nominations, the caliber of the nominations, I think, gets better every year. And it's actually heartwarming because there's so many great people doing great things in our industry. So, the awards and conference is just one mechanism of, how do we get that out to each other? That hey, I know there's some downs and the lows and can be really low in our industry. So how do we ensure that there's more highs and people understand there's some awesome stuff being done in our industry? So that's hopefully the conference and the awards night is a big part of helping get there.
Exactly. Well, David, pleasure to have you on board, and we look forward to what's to come.
Yes, no, thank you, Nick.